Hey folks, welcome to Deer Corner, welcome back to the channel. In some previous videos you heard me mention fetal program. I'm a firm believer in that, really firm believer, that your deer herd or the deer in your area, that starts with the doe. And getting that doe proper nutrition, which when the fawn's developing, it gives that fawn a healthy start and a full potential at birth to grow. And even after birth, and as that fawn's milking, giving that doe proper minerals, she's getting proper minerals and supplements that she can pass through her milk to that fawn, will help that fawn mature and grow. And a program's to me is very necessary if you're wanting to grow a herd. And there's more to it than taking a block such as this one and throwing it out in the ground and getting videos of your deer coming up and licking it, and you're sitting there going, all right, I'm gonna have some nice deer. I'm gonna have some big deer this year. They don't work like that. It doesn't even come close. Now these blocks do help. They help. They will put weight on a deer, but you're only looking at maybe 3-4%. And I'm not affiliated with anybody. I purchase everything. These blocks here I purchase from Nutrina, 5 a year. This one's going to the mountains, to the cabin. We got about 4 more weeks on a block up there that's going to get replaced. But as far as deer and deer volume go, as far as the growth of deer, let's say the size of deer, Ohio State did a survey. University of Illinois did a survey on deer. But the best one I found that's still inactive today was Mississippi State. And it was started and ran by Bronson Strickland. And he did a very well banged up job, 7 days a week. 365 days a year for 10 years, but it's still going today. And he went as far as taking twins and separating them. And one was domestic, one stayed wild. And his feed, he would be feeding the domestic one, making sure it's getting the right supplement, but letting the wild one just go natural. And what he come up with on that was a 7 to 11% difference, which is still good, but not great. But in his party, he brought in a man called Jordan Youngman. Now, Jordan Youngman, he was into genes and heredity. And Youngman started bringing in genes and started working with the deer and what does were breeding with what bucks, and started developing a big herd, and a very nice herd. I was down there not long ago, about 3 years ago, but very nice deer. But it started with the genes. So, well, like this deer up here, that buck right there that the game cameras are hanging on. That deer's 4.5 years old. He wasn't going to get any bigger. I don't care how much more I was going to feed him, that deer wasn't going to get any bigger. But your potential in hunting is selective hunting, bottom line. I know it's difficult to do, but it still can be done. Jordan Youngman come up with what he called a 5-year program. And that's about what it took me, 5 years of selective hunting on my property. Because the deer don't stay on my property. They'll range on other people's property as, free range, go where they want to. But it took about 5 years for selective hunting. I passed up some bucks. A farmer don't go out and kill his bull because he's bigger. Get more meat out of him, so I'm gonna go slaughter my bull. He needs that bull for breeding. And that's the same thing with deer. You see a nice buck, and he's a nice young buck. Nice 8, 10 point. But he's the only one you've seen in the area for years. Do you want to harvest him? Do you want to take him? Or do you want to leave him for breeding? So down the line you have 2 or 3 more of them. Selective hunting is a key to developing a good herd and bringing in a good herd. But you have to pass up some deer. But then you have to take some deer. And that's something I'm going to bring on a little later on. But you have to be able to tell the age of a deer on the hoof. Come within a year of a deer that's on the hoof, how old that deer is. And if that deer's small, like some of the does I'd taken were like 80 pounds, but they were mature. Those does were small, but I took them anyway, just to get them out. So I wouldn't be breeding that doe back. And the same thing like with this buck. Took him out, 4.5-year-old buck. He wasn't getting any bigger. I didn't want him to breed another doe, so I have more of them. So selective hunting is a key to building a herd within 5 years and have bigger, put more meat on the table, so to speak. And that's what I am. I'm not a trophy hunter. I don't care if that's a 6-point buck, but if it weighs 180 pounds, I'm going to take that buck. There's quite a bit of meat there. Put in a deep freeze. But I put these blocks out. This one here, Neutrina, I put it out, about out all year. I like it. Protein's 37%, 3.5% in calcium. The magnesium's 240 per million. And the vitamins are A, B, C, D, and E. It's a good block, and the deer do lick on it. The deer use it. And another block I do use too, and that's one of these. Now this is a quarry stone, quarry block. I'm not going to mention the brand name, but it's basically nothing but sea salt. That's what it is. It's a salt block. As far as the minerals go, depending on where it's quarried. These blocks here, you can go 10 foot, the minerals in it would be different. Or you go 20 foot the other way, the minerals in this would be different. But deer do like these, but it is a sea salt block. It's a salt block. Very few minerals in it. I think this one has some iodine in it, but actually what it is, I can't tell you, but I do use them too, and they're good for deer. Deer like them. But managing a deer or developing a deer habitat and fetal programming or a fetal program is part of it, and it's actually the largest part of it. You have your shelter, your food, and your water, and a program. You have to put a program together and stay with it for what you're wanting to develop. I don't care about my neighbors. This is what I want, so to speak. But I hope this helps you out a little bit. This is where I am today, where I stand today. And leave me a comment. Go ahead, hit that arrow. Subscribe. I will get back to you on your comment. And one thing, if you're in the woods, be safe. You'd rather be safe than sorry. things do happen, and things have been happening. And thanks for coming along, and we'll see you again.